From the deep dark reaches of Star Trek Online comes Nikitas, Tabitha, and Greebog with another episode of Fleet Action Report.
Welcome to Fleet Action Report, the show where we don't just play the game, but we teach you how to play the game. I am Tabitha, and over there is Greebog.
This is episode 169. Exactly, we all go. I guess I didn't put all in there. Exotically, we go. Maybe that's my command. Like to, instead of make it so or engage, just say exotically we go.
Hi ho the Dario, exotically we go.
Sure. If you would like to support us, you can go to coffee.com or here, I'll put the link here, which is ko-fi.com/GREBOG. That is where we take all our support financially. Any and all support there, we appreciate. It helps us with any equipment we have to buy or whatnot. Technically, if we were to get enough support, we'd be buying all the advanced new chips to test out to share with you information about them. That's minor.
Theoretically.
Yeah, I was not saying it has to happen. That's my
That is one of the things that we would do if we happened to get enough.
Yes. Essentially, all money gets reinvested back into the show.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're trying to say. Like in short, why didn't we just say it that way?
I don't, because you and I are not like always,
Oh,
that special brain powers that we have. Special brain powers that we have. Tabby, how's your week been and what have you been up to?
My week has been pretty good. I finally cleared the Covidian Death Plague. I tested negative for it on Monday, I think it was. It's either Monday or Tuesday.
Well, that's good. Yay for testing negative.
Yep. I've been playing lots and lots of STO. I've been getting my wonderful partner sucked into STO, which is awesome. And we are almost done with the Borg Tesseract event. I think we've only got like 3 days left on it till we clear it. And I've been playing Palea quite a bit. But other than that, what have you been up to?
All the things. I've been adulting because things have to sometimes break in the house. But outside of that, yeah. Let's see. Wednesday has kind of become my goof off day in WoW, and what I mean is we went through and got all of the glory of the Dragonflight hero achievements. We even got some of the ones that weren't part of that were in dungeons. Like in Brackenhide, if you rescue all of the Tuskar that are hidden out around, not just the ones in the initial start, there are like apparently 12 of them. So you have the initial 7, and then there's 5 more scattered throughout the rest of the dungeon that you have to find that aren't marked on the map. And once you do, you get an achievement that gives you a toy that summons a Tuskar dance party.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so cool. I'm kind of glad we got it. So next week we're talking about, since none of us did the Shadowlands Glory of the Hero, we're going to go back to Shadowlands and do Glory of the Hero for that one. But yeah, so I've been screwing around in WoW, basically. Let's see. I guess on to what has STO been doing? They released all kinds of stuff and things. We have the current event, which is the Borg Tesseract event. Pull this up real quick so you can all look at it. Yes, I've completed it already. This was started on the 12th of September and is going till October 12th. So you have only 1 week left. Hopefully you were close to completing because you have 20 completions, though you can every day of completion you get, and you can still buy it out, so you can cut off another 7 days that you wouldn't have to buy. To get completions, you just have to run either mission Wish Upon a Star or Taken by Surprise. Or you can run the new TFOs, Guillotine or Resistance of Starbase One. And this gets you the handy dandy Infinity Modulator Rifle, Universal Kit Module, the Adaptation Vinculum, and the Adaptation Personal Shield. I don't know how good or bad it is. I mean, it definitely is an interesting set. I'm sure I'm going to play around with it a little bit. I just haven't yet. Yeah.
Don't mind me. I'm harassing this Galaxy class patrol ship.
Okay.
So on October 26th, we'll be doing another costume showcase and likely showing off the current event, whatever that happens to be. Maybe they'll be adding some additional things because they said they would be last year. Like last year, they made some changes. They added the event, the cat's paw thing with the castle and all that fun stuff, and they said that they had plans to like expand it in the future. So we'll see if they add any new stuff. But yeah, we will be doing a costume contest. So break out your space Barbie skills and let's see what you got. We'll have more details on that in the Discord. And
All right.
you want to get this on or me?
You can go.
Okay. Gamma Recruits, the fifth wave, October 12th through November 2nd. You'll be able to create Gamma Recruits. So if you have been holding off on making a Jem'Hadar, now is the perfect time. Create your Jem'Hadar Gamma Recruit. They will start at level 60. You only need to play just far enough into the tutorial or initial missions to get your special device during the event to be able to be considered a Gamma Recruit. Then you can finish all the other objectives at your leisure. But doing all of the objectives will unlock character and account-wide rewards. I am actually almost done with my first one, but if you have the Jem'Hadar, you can do it with that one, or if you have the Jem'Hadar Vanguard character unlocked, then you can do that as your Gamma Recruit as well.
All right. 3D printing from inside STO is going to be sunset. October 31st is the last date. You'll be able to take advantage of getting your ships 3D printed. Which if you go into the ship customizer, you probably have noticed the 3D print button there. That will no longer be available after October 31st. And then they also announced an upgrade weekend, October 5th to the 9th. So it started. So tech upgrades will apply twice as many tech points. This won't cause your when you're upgrading, it won't cause the percentage to go up. Let's see. Let me drop something in here real quick. It just does the technology bar. Now,
It won't upgrade the rarity any faster, just the...
However, but I argue that it gives you more shots at the rarity because it only checks to see if the rarity upgrade happens once you have maxed out the tech point bar. So you'll trigger more chances, so to say. So you might be able to get more chances at a lower percentage, and yeah. So that's my argument that it still helps out with the rarity, just not as directly.
All
You want to
right,
cover this one or me?
Sure. Take command of the USS Shoehorn, the Dauntless 2. October 12th, the Dauntless 2 will be inserted like a shoehorn into the Infinity lockbox. The ship is one of the few science dreadnoughts, so I mean it's got that going for it, I guess. It's got 4-3 weapons, bridge officers, one commander, science command, one lieutenant commander, engineer temporal, one lieutenant commander tactical, one lieutenant universal, one ensign universal. Its trait is Vanguard shield shaping. Activating a buff, torp firing mode, or exotic damage ability grants bonus kinetic and forward shield facing. Its console is the JDMA launch cells. Activating this joint directed munition attack releases a wave of simplified torpedoes with warheads armed by admixtures of exotic particles. The kinetic damage is modified by aux power and either projectile weapon skill or exotic particle generation, depending on which is greater. Counts as both projectile and exotic attack, passive, bonus to max aux power, projectile weapons training, and exotic particle generation.
I kind of want the console. I don't know. The trait sounds interesting as well because it would work well with this build. All right. They also announced an R&D and duty officer sale. October 5th to October 9th. Both R&D and DUF packs will be 20% off. 4 packs will return during the sale. It didn't say it in the news, but normally this means that they are promo. Yeah, they are Infinity promo. It didn't say it, but if you go into the Zen store, it definitely does say Infinity promo R&D packs. So you can try to get if you're wanting to gamble.
Yep, right there. I've got it pulled up right there.
Yeah, if you're wanting to gamble, you can try to gamble.
R&D pack bundle.
You'll get Lobby for sure, but you get and I believe you also get advanced. Yeah, you also get advanced console materials. So if you're not one of the elite runners and you're wanting to get some of the advanced consoles, this could be an alternative way to do it. Though it's still going to take you a good chunk of money in crafting them. But it's, I guess, making it so it's not required that you are running elites. But yeah. So let's see. Primary target. I'm going to go ahead and share the spreadsheet into chat for y'all. Anyone that wants to follow along, they can. But
Botany Bay. Oh no.
come on.
For anyone who's watching this later, that's in response to chat. We need a T6 Botany Bay.
Now there are some alternate. I originally set this up on a science dreadnought. I did rework it to work on the Lucari. There are some things I don't need on the ship now that is technically in there in the build. Because as Tabby was asking me, well, why is this here? I'm like, well, science dreadnought. I was trying to take advantage of boosting and shooting stuff. Yeah, because yeah, we'll get to that.
The Lucari T6 ship is available from the Fleet Colony, so you can buy this from the Fleet Colony. So you don't need C-Store, you don't need Lobby, you don't need any of that nonsense. You just need some fleet credits. And, well, I mean, colony high enough level, which if you are in our fleet on the Fed side, you can buy the Lucari science ship.
And if you are in a fleet that has provisions already at your colony, and do not have it unlocked. We can invite you in so you can. Well, I should say we can send you a come visit our colony, and you can come buy it. I think that'll
Yes.
work.
Yes, we are a generous fleet.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Why is it there? It is. So this is a EPG build. You'll notice the weapons are a little odd. And technically, I think I am going to have to change things because did it already change? It already changed one. Yeah. So for those that don't know, they patched the Omni beams so that way you cannot use two set Omnis, because there were the Protostar set and the Tholian set that had the two new Omnis were allowing you to use them with other set Omnis. They technically counted as crafted Omnis. And now that's no longer true. Those two sets both now count as set Omnis, so you cannot use them with another set.
Oh.
So I guess I need to change this. Yeah, I was like, adjust this because honestly, I'm just gonna it honestly is not gonna matter what you use in here. I'm using Polaron because that's what went in. It's whatever. On the front weapons, I have on here the Phaser Wide Angle Dual Heavy Beam Bank. This comes from Discovery Rep. And I'm also using the Dark Matter Quantum Torpedo, also Discovery Rep. This is to get the 2-piece set bonus, which, for those that don't know, you get more crit chance, or crit severity buff, and it stacks. So every time you crit, you get more crit. I went ahead and dropped the Dyson Proton weapon. If you were using one of the Science Dreadnoughts, you could have the other half of this. You could use let's see, what's the one of the other ones? I think there's a beam array, just a standard beam array. Oh no, the torpedo, the gravimetric photon torpedo. Use those two together, and it works together quite nicely. And there's a chance that you get some extra fire at will and experimental proton weapon. Yeah, so it's a handy set to have, but unfortunately, again, EPG builds, you typically are not concerned a whole lot about your weapons. Yes, this is a very rainbow build. But my weapons do very little damage compared to my science. And just thinking about the stuff I've done with this, it's been silly. Deflector. So this space set is very much the science EPG meta. You use the revolutionary deflector. This came from a set from an event. You have the secondary deflector, which is crafted deteriorating secondary deflector. The thing you want here are some of these special Control X ×2 EPG, and then you also want it to have Control X / EPG. That is what you're going for here. But for impulse engines, using the mycelial wave and impulse engines, this gives you the 2-piece set for the revolutionary. And why is I was like, why am I not seeing that I have three-piece? And then I'm using also the revolutionary warp core. Oh no, this is for the Discovery 2-piece. So that gets you the Discovery 2-piece, because it works with the Tilly shield, and then you have the revolutionary warp core for 2-piece. because the 2-piece here is handy. Again, it's a very science build, hence everything. It gives you more, like a lot of exotic damage crit severity, 53.7%. There's nothing that I've not seen that high on anything. So it's a huge booster. Sure. This is a bit of more survivability setup, Osiris. So hence the going with the Tilly shield and the mycelial wave impulse engines. Because you're going for a little bit of more beef. I get a lot of threat doing this build. And when
I concur. I've seen this.
I get when I say I get a lot of threat, I hit everything and they all come to me. On the rear, we have the chronometric polaron beam array, and then also the omnidirectional chronometric polaron beam array, which these come from Time and Tide, which is a future-proof mission. So you have to run Time and Tide twice. Am I getting an echo?
It's just not about as long as it's not temporal front. I hate running temporal front more. I hate running it once, let alone more than once. That damn cool shield.
Oh, for this set, I haven't.
No, for the ground shield, for the Nakul ground shield.
Well, no. Osiris is talking the 3-piece of.
Oh, chat, yeah.
So I think he might be talking the 3-piece of temporal.
Yeah, no, the 3-piece Tilly, the 3-piece discovery with the lightning, the mycelial lightning.
Oh, right. Okay, so this is where we get into consoles. Consoles are a ton of them come from lockboxes, and yeah.
A lot of these aren't that expensive either, because like I just picked up quite a few of them, and they're not that expensive right now.
And part of that's because not a lot of people go with the sciencey exotic builds. I mean, sure that they can be potent, but getting them to work right or getting them, some people just are not as big on it. They would rather do beam, like, fire at will builds, do beam overload builds, things they've seen in shows. Which I get that they're fun. This build is also fun. So, the first up here we have the decentralized immunity. It's got crit severity on it, and it has shield capacity. It also has a fun little summon immunity drone, which I've started putting in other builds, not because of the. Well, I was like, it does have that crit severity is nice, but just because it gives you a drone that makes you immune temporarily, and you can this comes from the Terran Trailblazer Science Warship, which was in the 12th anniversary Terran bundle, though I believe you can still buy it individually. That was one of the nice things they did about that bundle. And then we have the Constriction Anchor. This comes from a lockbox. Now, I think some people like it, some people don't. That's not the Constriction Anchor. Where did I change it already?
Yep, there's a Terran Trailblazer right there.
I don't see my Constriction Anchor. Why is this here? All right, so gotta love it when Cryptic's helping you show off builds. So the constriction anchor has a bonus exotic damage on it, which is nice. It does launch an anchor drone that you can have to slow people down and so on and so forth. It's a good, decent. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, 25.3 plus exotic damage is just awesome. Again, this comes from like you can get it out of the Vaudoir or Infinity Lockbox. It's from one of the console packs that come out of there. Now, recently they just gave us one of these, didn't they? The multi-target tractor arrays. Didn't we have a giveaway?
No, that came from that originally came from the what was it? The freaking sarcophagus.
Yeah, it comes from the sarcophagus. There's also
the one they just gave us was like a Borg, like a Borg thing that you drop out in space and it throws tractor beams on people.
and the sarcophagus you can get now from Mud's primary faction bundle. It also is a lockbox ship. Federation players can get it off the exchange because it can come in a cross faction box, which is no longer being offered now that cross faction flying's a thing. So Federation captains might be able to find it on the exchange. Then we have the Genesis Seed, which is another, like I know a lot of people love this one for EPG builds, which comes from the Clark multi-mission command cruiser or the legendary
really
Miranda.
Good ship in and of itself.
Yeah, I was like also like it's legendary Miranda, which is also another good ship. Then we have all kinds of fun things. This is another lockbox. This is the directed dilithium resonance destabilizer. It's to make you turn a little bit quicker, but it also gives you some more max shield subsystem. It's more survivability, but it's clicky. It is a big radiation damage. Yeah. It does help you in other ways. And then it also plays well with other exotic damage ability. Because activating an exotic damage ability while this is going on gives you fire cycle haste energy weapons. Oh wait, and then if you read here, defeated foes transform into digitizer probes that chase foes for 15 seconds and deal 2,565.5 plasma damage. So as you're killing off your enemies, they turn into little probes that run around killing, helping you do even more damage.
That's amazing.
I thought that was from the digitizer. But yeah, that's the Emerald Chain Infinity Lockbox. Tachyon Net Drones was from an event, I believe. Let's see. Yes. Oh no, that's from the Bozeman Intel Heavy Frigate. So again, this is more crit chance, crit severity. It does have starship perception, and it puts out. If you've seen the little D20 in space, the purple D20, that's what this is.
Purple D20. I don't think I've seen that, or I probably have, but I just don't know.
You probably forgot about it. Then also we have the Dragon's Blood Flame Reactor. This is a fun one. Obviously it gives you more disruptor damage, and it also gives you more engine power. But its breath is fire damage, and it just does so much fire damage. As you can see, just sitting here with what I have going without extra buffs rolling, I also. Oh, I think there's something else that's putting the defeated foes transform into digitizer probes. I think that's my trait. I was like, why does this console say it too? But yeah, it does a crap ton of fire damage. They only have to be within 5 kilometers, and it is it's an impressive amount of damage. Then we have the Plasma Storm module, because it also has control expertise and exotic particle generator. And then it summons, a plasma storm. But with the benefit to it is it helps you pull things in because it will reduce the enemy's flight speed. It also does a crap ton of damage. Though, the Dragon's Blood Flame Reactor comes from this last summer event, High Spearing Intel Battle Cruiser. The Plasma Storm one comes from the Maquis Raider, which is a 900 Lobie, or it's also in the Muds Out of This Wormhole choice pack. There are a lot of people that were using the Gorn trait with the build. I don't have the Gorn ship, so I am not going to be able to show it off. So, yeah, Cyrus, you are right. A lot of people were recommending using the trait from the Gorn ship. I don't have that ship. So not going to be able to take advantage of it. The last one in the line is the nucleogenic igniter, which comes from the Equinox pilot scout ship, which many of you know I have one of these, because I love it dearly. Also, the new Nova, yeah. This has more shield regen, but also control expertise. In the final row, we have here the Fakiri Torment engine. This is one of the few that comes from a mission. In the Klingon Civil War arc, you can do the Leap of Faith mission and get it. It is
I still need to do that one.
It is a nice console for doing EPG builds. Because it increases non-hazard damage over time. It increases fire, radiation, plasma, and physical damage. Yeah. And then there's a 10% chance to trigger fire damage. So, and then we have the micro dark matter anomaly. This comes from, apparently I have them out of order in my, this comes from one of the lock boxes. I believe you can probably, Infinity Lockbox, or even
that one you can pick up cheap as well. That one's like, it doesn't cost a lot.
Yeah, for a lot of people didn't like it, and I'm not sure why. It gives you +3 to all max power. It gives you Starship Hull Restoration, Starship Exotic Particle Generator. Okay, I should say, if you do EPG builds, you see it recommended. Outside of that, no one uses it. Then I have
4.8 mil.
Yeah. It was like there's a lot of these science consoles don't cost insane amounts. So we have the neutronic eddy generator here. It is another drain expertise. It gives you auxiliary power, which if you're doing EPG, you should know auxiliary power is the go-to. If you don't have auxiliary power, you're not going to have a lot of exotic damage. Your damage that you do exotic is based off your auxiliary power. So, and then of course it summons, the 4 neutronic eddies that annoys everyone and covers the screen with the stuff. Other consoles that people have put in here, I decided to go with the Delphic Terror because it has 20% bonus exotic damage and crit severity on it, and this cone that it does is a pretty substantial amount of cone damage. If you're already getting within 5 kilometers to breathe on them with the Dragon's Breath console, you might as well have this one. Then you can anything that doesn't die in your Dragon's Breath, you can just annihilate with the Delphic Terror. Yeah. That's the consoles. Let's go to bridge officers. So the main thing here is going with for the temporal seat, I'm using all temporal powers. If you have, it doesn't have to be a science person. It doesn't have to be anyone special. Whoever you've trained with temporal, like the temporal specialization, can do this seat. The nice thing about the Lucari scout vessel is the fact that it only has one seat that has a specialized seating, and that is the science commander seat, which is fine. I wanted a science commander seat anyway. But here we have Timeline Collapse 1. This is another pull-in. Also debuffs, does some physical damage. We have chronometric inversion field. So, you know, a lot of these stuff does debuffs and increases damage they take and might do a minor amount of damage. Here we have Heisenberg amplifier. It will teleport in one of the enemies and confuse them. They only go about 3 kilometers away, but yeah, it's an AoE confuse, so wherever they pop up, they confuse. For the tactical seat, this is a little weird. I get. So torpedo spread 3, since you're already grouping everything up, you know, this is a great way to increase your AoE damage on top of whatever you're shooting. This is essentially only here to boost your speed with one of the traits that I'm using. And then fire at will, it's honestly there to trigger in-time tactical matrices. Yeah. However, I built this initially on the compiler ship, which is not very maneuverable. It maneuvers like a brick, which is why I was using some of the stuff for extra maneuverability. Like here, I obviously have emergency power to engines. I also have the emergency con officer that when you hit this, you get your evasive maneuver back. So, I mean, you know, so I was more geared for a ship that wasn't going to move. Or
except
move
this Lucari
quickly.
ship moves pretty well.
Yeah, so now it moves even better. I have charged particle burst 1. Again, it's a big AoE dot. It hit on shields and it gives them resistance, disables cloaks, tractor beam. Gotta hold them still, you know. Gravity well 3. As you can see, I don't have it maxed. I don't have the control expertise built like my control build. I only have a 10.1 kilometer reach on my gravity well, but I mean, that's still pretty potent. Improved, or I have Photonic Officer 2. This is so I can get back my bridge officers, you know, a little quicker. And then I'm not sure why. Oh, well, okay. You'll see why with the trait. There's a trait that specifically needs rapid fire. Destabilizing resonance beam and other more science damage. Debuff. Yeah. Cold in space. This is a great slow them down, stop them, and then they also take cold damage, which ignores shields. So now we're getting into the here. Before we go far, I already said something about power levels. We'll get to those right now since I have them underneath. Power levels, you're going to want your auxiliary power, because I have all the boosts and whatnot. It goes to 90. You set it to 95 because you already have other things that are giving plus auxiliary. As you can see right now, I'm sitting at a flat 125, and that's without any extra. It was recommended to have 60 on the weapons, and then shields was only down here. Oh wait, I have the do. I have these wrong on this ship. Lock this one. Lock that one. I think something got changed. Engines is supposed to be at 15. And shields is supposed to be at 30. So there's that. So 95 on your auxiliary, 60 weapons, 30 on shields, 15 on engines. All right. If you didn't pick up the specializations, primary is temporal operative, secondary pilot. And the pilot was to also help it move it. Oh,
I like to move it.
Like I said, I was building it for a ship that didn't move. Okay, personal space traits we have here. Fleet coordinator. This is a great bonus to you and your team. Based off your team, you get more damage. Everyone gets more damage. That one is a default trait that everyone has. This one, regenerative control synergy, comes from the mission of Signs and Portents, which is part of the New Frontiers arc, which gives you just a hull regen. Basically, activating control bridge officers' ability gives you hull regen, so you can get a decent amount of hull regen just from that. Here is why we have the cannon rapid fire, though I guess it says any cannon skills, so I could go to CSV if I wanted. It gives you, plus 10% inertia, plus 1 flight turn rate. That was to get it moving, get your ship moving. That's another. This is once you get your cannon R&D up high enough, you unlock this this trait. Repair crews, lockbox. Repair crews is another healing. You'll see what like I said, I get, even with all this, you see all the healing, I get hit a lot. I get hit a lot. Conservation of energy is plus exotic damage. I believe, yeah, this is a science only one. So if you're a science captain, you'll have this. If you're not, you'll need something else. Yeah. And as normal, intelligence agent to attaché, on weapon critical strike, restore 2% of captain's ability recharge. It's just more of the same. Fragment of AI tech, again, is another common one. Both of those are lockboxes. Basically, this one, based off your control expertise, depends on how much boost your energy weapons have, and it gives you more control expertise. Here's another R&D one. Once you get to 15 in science, you will then get particle manipulator, which grants you critical hit and critical hit severity, well, chance and severity for exotic weapons. Enlightened, it's another exotic damage and with a hull regen on it. It is also another lockbox. We have here. That's not the one I'm supposed to have.
Uh-oh.
Why are you enabled? Go away. It's supposed to be this one. Unconventional systems. So using a control bridge officer ability gives a 7% recharge time to universal consoles. I'm using crap tons of universal consoles, so unconventional systems is definitely one to get. And then, of course, Boimler, because Boimler, wow, I mean, if you don't have Boimler, I recommend at some point somehow picking up Boimler, either off the exchange or from the Lobby store. It's 200 Lobby. It's worth picking up. It means you don't have to ever worry about doing an Ox to Bat build. For those that, yeah.
Ox the Bat kind of sucks.
I mean, it's great and all, but it's... why are my... oh my god, my traits are all out of order.
I just beamed up and my traits all disappeared. I've got to reset everything.
So, we have Improved Photonic Officer. This one comes from the Tholian Ikatami, which is 900 Lobi, or you can find it on the exchange. It is a great, if you're going to use Improved, or if you're going to use Photonic Officer, it is a great power to or starship trait to have, because it extends the duration. It makes it more powerful, because you get like bonus shield healing, bonus exotic damage, bonus hull healing. It turns Photonic Officer into a huge cooldown. Like, yeah. I had second my... but here we have Digital Compilation. This comes from the compiler Science Dreadnought, which was the 13th anniversary event ship. And this is where all my powers were picking up defeated foes transform into digitizer probes that chase foes for 15 seconds, dealing 2,565.5 plasma damage for the foe. Yeah, all per second to foes in 2.5 kilometers. It means the more foes you kill, the more damage you can do. Next I have Improved Gravity Well. This increases the duration, which and it reduces recharge time, and also the primary target Gravity Well suffers -20 all damage resistance rating, but it basically means that you can have Gravity Well up 100% of the time. If your build relies on Gravity Well, this is important. And Improved Gravity Well comes from the Andorian, as I'm learning not to speak now, apparently. Andorian Chamesh Pilot Escort, or the Lethian Nimison Pilot Escort, or the Duin Ikabar Pilot Escort. They're all Zenstor ships. They're part of the Pilot Escort bundle, Mega Bundle, yada yada. Each one for the different factions. So, all right. That wasn't here. I put that one down here. Universal designs, not many of you are going to have it. It is a great starship trait to have for universal consoles. Whenever you activate a universal console, you get +2% crit chance and +10% crit severity. All my consoles are universal, so every time I'm doing stuff, I get buffed. And the reason why I'm gonna not many people have it, it comes from the Crossfield Science Spearhead refit, which is an Infinity lockbox ship. So I did pick this up. This was part of my, I think it was my event ship, maybe, or maybe I just had an event. I got lucky one of the times they gave me keys. So one of those two happened. It was either my event ship or yeah. And when I talk about event ship, it's the year-long campaign event ship. So here we have entwined tactical matrices. Basically, when activating Torpedo Spread, applies Fire at Will and Scatter Volley 1. When activating Fire at Will or Scatter Volley 1, applies Torpedo Spread. It's a way to trigger more. I might do what Osiris was saying and swap out, because since Deft Cannoneer triggers off of CSV, I could potentially grab that and swap it. As long as there's... Now this might be why I didn't. Oh, nope, I got it. Why not? We'll go with that. All right. Here is another good one. This is 5 Magics. This comes from the Hyperion Intel Battle Cruiser, which was the summer event ship.
Most recent, the summer event ship.
And essentially, when dealing damage with any of the 5 magics, cold, electrical, radiation, psionic, fire, all that. And then it also has bonus damage to the 5 magics and increases engine power. It is a pretty potent, yeah. It works well with on an EPG build. And with cold and space and all the other fire and plasma, or well, like this has radiation, electrical. Yeah, it boosts all of it. So, and then spore infused anomalies. This is another good one. It does electrical damage. Your anomalies do electrical damage, which works well with 5 magics, as I just said. That one. And that one comes from the Somerville Intel Science Vessel or the Alta Battle Intel Science Vessel. The Klingons have one. We have one. The Feds have one. So, yeah. That's the Starship traits. They went so I was basing this off of what someone else had put up, and I kind of like the tankiness of this ship, even though this wasn't supposed to be a tank. It does mean I don't die when I get all the threat. So this advanced targeting systems. This is a common crit severity. You gotta love it. Same with the one on the other end is precision, more crit hit chance. And then we have in the middle, another common one for everybody is Tyler's duality. The two beside them are the ones that people don't typically choose. So this one is Aux Power Configuration Defense. Basically, you get a damage resistance rating and max hit points and shield capacity based off your Aux power level. If you are doing an EPG build and struggling to survive, you might want to look at this as an option. Yes, you may have to give up something that gives you more potency, but this would mean that you don't die and you can stick around for the fight. The other one on the other side, come on. Oh, it should be. Oh, so the other one is offense, and that means basically bonus all damage based off your aux power. You also get a extra accuracy rating. This one is definitely a good one for an EPG build. I mean, yeah. For your actives, why did this isn't right? It's closer. Let me see here. So this one, the tethered non-baryonic asteroid is nice if you want to pull things around. It's a control. It does damage. It does, yeah. This one though is not used, and I like to, since you're gonna see me sitting places at times, so I tend to have the biomolecular shield generator. I just sit inside my shield and giggle. Anti-time entanglement is another good one. And yeah, physical damage. It helps your control. Obviously, doing AOE, refracting Tetrion Cascade is another good one. I don't know that. Let's see, what is Force Challenge is one that you can put in here. It will drop their reduce their shield facing towards you. It also makes I believe makes them attack you too, but it makes them face you and then lowers their shield resistance. So I was using that instead of. Okay, now that I've fixed things again. Okay. What do I have? Some alternate starship traits. Let me find them here. One of them is checkmate. And it does, yeah, exotic damage and projectile damage enhanced by control. You are doing a decent amount of control stuff, so whenever you're activating like your gravity well, you get a boost to your exotic damage and your projectile damage. So it's a pretty decent one to have if you don't have some of the other ones. Exotic modulation. Oh, did I put down checkmate comes from? Oh yes, the
It comes from the
Science
new
Odyssey
legendary
essentially.
flagships.
Yeah. Well, or the Yorktown Science Star Cruiser. Essentially, if you can get a hold of one of the Science T6 Science Odysseys, whether legendary or one of the, like the Yorktown or, yeah. We'll go down to exotic modulation. Where is it? Or do I not have it? I don't have it. It comes from the Kronos Temporal Dreadnought Cruiser. Here, let me find the ship. So I found this trait using the V'ger program or website. I was like, I probably own the ship. I probably just didn't, or maybe I don't own the ship. I own a lot of science ships, apparently. But I guess if you have it, you can use that one. Like I said, I go through when I build a ship, when I'm looking for things, there's a way to search through all of the starship traits to find like, hey, I want to search for exotic. And you can filter out everything that has exotic and see what your options are. And then weaponized exotic particles. I believe I do have this one. Basically just plus 75 starship exotic particle generator. Very simple, very easy. But basically whenever you do a firing mode, you get a buff. And that one comes from the Terran Trailblazer Science Warship also. So there's a trait, and I believe there was a console that came from that. So not a bad ship to pick up.
Decentralized immunity came from the Trailblazer.
Yeah, so not a bad ship to pick up because it's got two decent things. Actually, that ship wouldn't probably be a bad one to do an EPG build on. I just have not done it yet. Okay, so like I see that. Yes, the Vern is probably the best by most people's standards. The Vern is the best ship to do an EPG build. Reason I did not use that ship on this build is because not many people have it. It is a lockbox ship. It is, like I said, it's a good ship. It's just not easily accessible. I need to fix my bars.
So we about ready to fly these?
Sure. Just need to fix my bars since they screwed it all up.
Again.
I don't see my baryonic. There it is. Weird spot. Think everything's there now. Now I am not probably the best person to pilot, but I do all right. Here, let me get you into a group. I don't know why I didn't. See, we don't have Nikitas here to do that for me. Do we just want to run that one patrol?
Sure.
Do we want to do advanced or elite?
Let's do advanced.
It was trouble over Tur, wasn't it?
Yes.
Um, I'll try not to giggle too much.
All right, so launching. So y'all about to see some silliness. Of course, keep in mind, I have not flown this ship in this configuration yet, so this is going to be fun.
Unfortunately, you don't have all the stuff either. Because you don't have the revolutionary set.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is open up with gravity well, and then I will park, and then start roasting. Oh, I'm sorry. It amuses me. Something silly. The speed that they just died.
No, there's two of us.
Watch out! Elachi are coming out of the rift!
Okay.
Target those Elachi and fire!
I'm not even... Yeah, I'm not getting half of my abilities off with the amount of damage going out.
There are no enemies.
Well, that's because we're waiting to answer a hail and we're in combat. But as you can see here, like, having the gravity wells, like, and also you see here, like, there's one of the defeated foes that was a Pilar probe running around. Duty officers, I struggled getting set up right. I did have some listed. One of the duty officer, emergency con officer, is definitely one I like, because when in need of moving fast, it's great to have a way to reset your evasive maneuvers. Another one is I went with the gravimetric, or here, I'll look at it when I get out, but
We're ready to begin the process.
all the stuff and things. And you can kind of see that even before they technically are spawning, like, visible, apparently they can start taking damage. Because I'm seeing numbers scrolling before they even show up. And with all the boosts and whatnot, why are they... Oh, someone's gravity well's over there.
Black gravity well went behind. Oh no, this is bad.
Someone's making things interesting for us. But yeah. I found a new ship to basically, if people need power leveling, I can do it. Why are you... Stop going behind me. Gravity wells are the other way.
Love it.
See, science can be quite silly. So my consoles are likely becoming active much quicker than Tabby's because I have one trait that she does not.
Yeah, you have Boimlers, I don't.
Well, no, the console is because of the universal system, unconventional. It's the spearhead trait that reduces universal. Every time I use a control ability, I reduce my universal consoles.
Oh my god, we're lagging the game.
It's fine.
I'm pressing my buttons and nothing's happening.
Someone got a gravity well on my tail.
Initiating rift closure process now.
Some Elachi vessels remain. They must be dealt
Where? Some Elachi vessels remain.
Tell me where they are.
The rift is closed.
Many among
Attacks like these are going to continue. Now more than ever, the Alliance needs to stand together. We'll do it.
And then there's all the goodies. As I just...
Yeah, we just sit in one place and collect all the goodies.
Now, a lot of times the of-47 bridge officers they're the ones that are recommended.
Attacks like these are going
I do not have really any of the good ones. Not for an EPG build. And I looked at how much it was going to cost me to pick up the ones that was recommended. I would have probably been paying $250 million. Or no, $500 million. $500 million to get most of them. Because one was like 250, another one was 300.
Do we want to do the daily?
We could. So there is. I was going to go over, since I kind of skipped it a little bit. So I do have. Why does that? Whatever. So he does. It's not a bad one to have. 23 of 47. I do have one. Basically, every time I use attack power, a tactical power, it has a chance to increase haul for my team. So here's also the recharge evasive maneuvers, emergency con, hologram. Yes.
Also, it should be noted that I got this ship from 0 to full mastery in that one run.
I'm using a research lab scientist here that has a chance to placate when using charged particle burst. Since I'm using charged particle burst, I figured why not. Hizra, he's a gravimetric scientist, chance to create an aftershock gravity well. It also increases damage versus Elachi. Then I'm also using the Amsati, who is a matter-antimatter specialist, chance to gravity well to knock enemy engines offline. Two ways to stop them from moving around. All right, you want to do the daily, huh?
Let's do the daily, because I need to do the daily.
Do we have people online that...
Does anybody else need to do the daily?
I know Mim
Because we
was
could definitely
here.
use cannon fodder. I mean, friends to help take the pressure off us.
Also, you have to be okay with us using a lot of science powers.
Yeah.
I know there are some people that do not like that. That's okay, Kramer. I mean, once we do this daily, we're gonna probably call it a night because
Yup. Yeah, it's 11:20 already.
yeah, I looked at the time like, ooh, we were just having too much fun. I guess we'll let's just go because
Let's just go.
we will. All right.
We will.
I the silliness of this build has me really enjoying it.
It's absolutely beautiful.
I guess I could pull out what I originally built it on.
Oh yeah, like grab your compiler.
Hopefully this won't screw shit up.
Really show it off.
So remember I talked about if you have a 4-3 setup, you can get another set in here. And that is from the Dyson 2-piece. Which gives you more crit chance, enables usage of beamfire at will with experimental proton weapon. Yeah. So I think I'm going to also take the recommendation that was given again and switch out rapid fire for scatter volley.
Yeah, because that'll give you another. That should give you like another entwined tactical matrices proc.
Yeah. Kramer, I'm gonna keep the link that I shared. I'm gonna keep it available for everybody. You know, yeah.
The enemy has started to bring their unit complex into your dimension.
KDF, we're a good ways off.
Yeah, well, you'll have to find some generous person. Actually, maybe ask one of the PSB people.
Yeah, PSB might one of them might be able to help you out. Let's see. What am I feel like I'm missing a power. Why do I have the domino?
We've got Excelsior. We've got a Romulan ship. We've got a Protostar.
Why am I missing? Oh, I need an Omni. I need just an Omni, or not an Omni. I guess sure we'll go with the phaser for now.
Phasor.
Well, because I had. Oh, it has the wrong Omni. Mother flippin'.
7 seconds.
It's on my other ship and it's not showing in my.
Well,
I won't have it. It's fine. Here, let's go in. I'm gonna focus the cube. Hey, Harmony, you're getting in my line of sight. I mean, come on.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, I'm dying, I'm dying.
Well, if you get too close to my gravity well, there will be spheres in there that are blowing up. One of the reasons I dislike switching ships.
See, this is also why we go with the Discovery two-piece, is because we have those moments of, oh god, we're dying.
Now, Cryptic helped me break my ship.
Rear shields failing. The unit complex's base has been hunted. Deploy the stitching anchors.
Alright, I'm going after 6.
Target shields have failed. Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now.
I went to 3. Someone came with me. I guess I'll go
Stitching
to
anchor deployed.
somewhere
Projecting
else.
shield now.
I'm a fast ship.
Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now.
Oh, ow, 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 ow.
Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now.
Stop! Why are you following me?
Oof.
Stitching anchor deployed. Projecting shield now.
Well, there goes that temporal operative cheat death.
Fore shields failing. Rear shields failing. Right shields failing. Left shield failing. Target shields have failed. Stitching anchor 1 has been disabled.
Someone's
All
just
right,
running
all right.
laps and not doing.
Ship is under attack. Stitching anchor 1 is reactivated.
I'm good and settled in on my stitching anchor.
Target shields have failed.
Come on, bring it, you Borg bozos.
I'm sort of doing a 2-3 setup. I'm sort of in between 2 and 3. My gravity wells we're pulling them from 3 across.
Stitching anchor 2 is shielded. The shield of stitching anchor 6
Yeah, for some reason, my gravity wells only have a range of like 5K.
You are missing something control-wise.
target shields have failed. Shield fully deployed on stitching anchor 3.
Going to, well, on my way to 4.
Borg spheres can intentionally overload their workhorse in battle. Be wary of this tactic. The destruction of a fleeing Borg assimilator is confirmed.
Yeah. Stop.
Oh, I'm dying.
Destroyed. Successful deployment of shield to stitching anchor 5.
Good, I killed everything before they
Stitching
killed
anchor
me.
Deployed. Projecting shield now. Stitching anchor 1 shield is fully energized.
All right, we only have 4 left.
Resistance will be annihilated.
Okay, once someone gets in range. Gravity well, go! Fire breath, go!
Alright, good night, Osiris. Thank you for stopping by.
Yes, thank you for stopping by, Osiris. Thank you for the tidbits, information.
Modulator has fled. You must prevent further escape attempts.
I found it valuable. I changed my build for you.
Has been destroyed while attempting to flee.
Well, I guess not for you. I changed my build because it made sense.
You destroyed a Borg assimilator before it could escape. Well done.
Go gadget flame breath. Like this ship, you want to talk about silliness? Like, so Cryptic is worried about lazy boats with omnis. I can literally sit in one place, gravity well them, and just kill things.
Yeah, like
Something is disrupting the stitching network.
You want to talk about like this can be very much a lazy boat if you fly it right.
The tactical cubes are the source of disruption. Destroy them both to stabilize the network.
Okay.
like lazy piloting. I mean, come on, look at this that we're doing.
Rear shields failing. Fore shields failing. Right shields failing. Left shields failing.
I mean, I could think, but it's whatever. It's fine.
Borg assimilator went to war and escaped.
Fore shields failing. Rear shields failing.
One cube's dead.
Right shields failing.
Oh right, don't fly into the where the cube was.
Whoa. Keep on going, Sphere. Keep on going.
So I need to get 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers. Come on.
Target shields have failed.
I can't see anything. I know there's a target out there somewhere.
With the elimination of the tactical cubes,
It's done. We're done.
stitching network
Wait, we only have 4 people?
sealing the vortex now.
Yeah.
I guess good game for you 4.
Our efforts were most satisfactory on this day. The enemy
Oh boy.
thwarted. Your contributions were a critical part of our success.
Well, that was fun.
Through hard
All right,
Yeah,
next
Kramer,
week.
that is our EPG build.
There are other ships that have the seating needed, though if you want to do the dreadnought style, it's the legendary Glen Temporal Operative is the only one that I know that can do that without being a lockbox ship. Because there's the Cheval, which is a Vulcan lockbox ship. Protostar Temporal Science Spearhead, new lockbox ship. Sphere Builder Science Vessel, lockbox, yeah. So,
Yeah, the
Legendary
Lakari
Glen Temporal
Scout is
Operative is the
probably-
closest.
The Lakari Scout is probably your best option.
Yeah. I mean, there is one of our resource links. I used it to try to sort through ships, and I basically set up. I needed temporal timeline collapse 1, which means a temporal operative lieutenant commander seat. And then I also put that I wanted gravity well 2/3, which means a science commander seat. And it will cut down it'll make a list of every ship. Yeah. But that's how I start going through and trying to find ships when I'm looking for a ship to build. Anyway. Do we have something set up for next week? We didn't post it in the bottom. Nick won't be here. Nikitas won't be here next week either. Do we want to do a ground science build next week then?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do a ground science build next week.
The legendary Glenn. That might be the 10th anniversary bundle. That might be the drawback to that ship. Because if it's 10th anniversary, it's a lot of money to get, and though it has a lot of good ships in that bundle.
It's just a lot of money.
But it's a lot of money. I'm not going to deny you on that one. Oh, come on. The page is taking forever to load. How hard is it to figure out what ship it is? But yes, next week we will do a ground science build, since that was also part of the request. I knew that tonight would take too long to do a ground science build. Yeah, it's part of the 10th anniversary bundle. The default standard bundle price is 30,000, which is 300 Zen. If they do a 50% sale, which I don't know that they will, you could get it for 150 Zen. Or, well, $150, which would be 15,000 Zen. But I think most times they do is a 25% off. Something like that. Which, you know, yeah. But here, as I'm now I mean, that's still $225, so it's a lot of money. That's why I don't expect people to go buy the ship. That's why I recommended the Lucari. It is a good ship. It's just you need a fleet to get a hold of it.
But all things considered, it's one of the easier ships to get a hold of.
That's why I was trying to go with this one, the compiler, because I was hoping that you had the event ship. Oh, apparently it's stuck. Is this? It stuck it in my overflow bag, which is why I couldn't see it. The chronometric. Yeah. Way to go. Way to go. Apparently I have two full of bags. Anyway. Next week, ground science. I think that's it. Again, you can support us at coffee. Buy us a coffee. ko-fi.com/Greebog and support us. Or just follow us. Being here is support too. And we appreciate everyone that came, hung out, and chatted. And I think that will be it. Live long and prosper. Tabby?
Have safe, be fun, and don't set yourselves on fire.